king of football. Pele, when I grew up and Bente grew up, he was the number one man that everyone aspired to be, and he heard all the celebrations of his life. Humble is another word whenever I've seen him being interviewed. What a life he led, and he was a trailblazer, no doubt about that, not just for football but sport in general. Looking back on his life, I'm delighted to say joining us on the line now is the legendary commentator Barry Davies. Barry, good afternoon and welcome to Drive here on talkSPORT.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your time, Barry. Barry, what was your thoughts and reaction when you heard the sad news yesterday evening?
Well, I suppose it was expected because it nearly happened during the course of the last World Cup. It's very sad indeed. But what a player, what an artist, and what a character. For me, along with many others, the top of the tree. You know, he's a giant of the game. Many have stood on his shoulders in subsequent years, but no one has reached his standard, in my opinion.
Barry, did you get to commentate on many of his games?
I wish I had, but I only ever saw him live once. And that was in the final in Mexico in 1970. I was a member of the BBC commentary team then, but I worked in the Italian group, and obviously wasn't sufficiently experienced with people like Kenneth Forstenholm and David Coleman around to be doing the latter stages of the competition. But I did watch the final, and he was wonderful. Lived up to everything that one expected of him, and so often what was expected was delivered, and done without apparently any thought in his mind other than he was going to do this, can do that, but he was doing it. He was thinking what he was going to do. He was already, a chapter ahead in his quality of play.
Barry, I'm not old enough, unfortunately, to have seen him play, but I've seen Maradona, I've seen Ronaldo, and I've seen Messi, and I've seen also the clips that Pele of the goals that he scored and the technique he had, and it's almost like they have followed in his footsteps. Some of the goals that he has scored, some of the techniques. There's various different clips on social media now of the skills that even the Johan Cruyff, the Cruyff turn, he was the first to have done that. When you saw him play, what was it? Was it like watching Messi now?
Was it like? Sorry, what was it?
Was it like watching the likes of Lionel Messi now? Because we'd never seen this before. No one in the world had seen a player like Pele.
No, that is the point. That he was the first of that sort of quality. I don't think anybody has matched that quality. He was so natural at doing things. I mean, I remember from the 70 World Cup. Against the Uruguayan goalkeeper Mazakiewicz, Pele did a double fake on him in the area and sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. This is towards the edge of the area and missed by a whisker. And then the header that produced the great save from Gordon Banks. I mean, he could do anything. He was only 5'9", but he could climb very high and was very strongly muscled in the neck and could put power on a header. He could do everything. He really was naturally gifted to the extreme.
Barry, how will you best remember Pele?
I think I might remember the fact that I saw him score a goal. I would remember that in 1966 he was kicked out of a World Cup. By that I mean the physical challenges from his opponents in his group, from Portugal and Bulgaria and Hungary. And it was very sad that we didn't see the real Pele in that World Cup. I mean, he finished it covered in a towel being carried off. But in 1970, that was the best team that I've ever seen play football. And I remember the final goal, which included something like 6, 7, maybe even 8 passes, started off by Clodoaldo and then finishing up at Pele, who just didn't even seem to look, but it was just the movement of the body, and he played it right in to the path of Carlos Alberto's run, and it produced the fourth and final goal, and a brilliant goal that went from one end of the pitch almost to the other.
Yeah, I remember that goal very well, and I've seen it today as well. It's a brilliant team goal, and as you said there, Pele had the assist there for Carlos Alberto. Barry, listen, appreciate your time. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you.
And to you, sir. And to you.
Thank you.